I like that.
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Actually, once when I went to Prague, I was scammed and bought tickets to the opera by a really nice man that said he couldn't go. And then, I mean, that opera house, and that was like a really nice opera house, but it was the balcony high up. And we heard the music, but we could almost not see the stage at all. So there are really places where you can probably hide and have private meetings with the customers and stuff
or
like
just
that.
hang out and enjoy yourself and relax, and nobody will bother you there. So
Exactly.
yeah, I like.
It might be a good place.
I'm fine with that. I mean, maybe theater to be a bit more 19th centuries. I don't know.
The period I am thinking of is where had a lot of opera, but they would obviously do plays too, right? Dancing.
That's the point. What did they call them? Was it really opera?
I think it was. I have theater in mind because it was more looking like theater than the opera from the 19 or 20.
Operette. This is opera and operette, and there's different forms but basically people singing and shouting, and there's like dialogue and
there was almost certainly going to be burlesque involved as well, right? Yes. So.
What about musical theater, like in 2 words? Because I hear you guys talking about music, not only plays.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Entertainment.
Because when
music,
we have not actually been.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks.
Well, that's good because what they're doing on the stage is not the important thing. It's
not
more
really.
about
it's loud and it's loud and there may be naughty parts and funny phrases and things like that, or people sing along a lot if they are right there by the stage.
Okay, so one left. We need a third aspect, something that we can have to come up with ourselves.
So,
completely free, but remember it should be important, really important for our community. It's something that makes us distinctively different.
So can you give me an example of what that could be? Or, are you looking for a visual trait, or is it?
Whatever.
Yeah, I think the trouble with an example is we will go too close to the example. We should be very wide open.
Yeah. Think of something that is may both be very important for any character you can think of, and that you want to have with you when you are building words, when you are inventing words, something that would make sense. Something that would be important enough for us to make our own language about it.
Max, did you have an idea?
I was putting out some easy examples. Either we take, because we are a criminal organization, and many criminal organizations is built about money. So maybe we want money. Maybe it's a form of brotherhood. Or maybe it's a challenge, a little bit of a rush, so we don't want to get caught, and it maybe is a rush for us. So I was thinking more of what usually brings a criminal organization together or build up. So maybe it's a little bit of feeling of a brotherhood, and or it's about money. But we can also put
has an idea.
Yeah, instead of money, that it's a bit easy, I think. We could go for tokens. Token that may be exchanged for what is the word? Sorry, services. How do you say that in English?
Favors.
Favors. Yes.
Okay, and that is exactly what Ola was talking about earlier. That, as well as the financial aspect of all of this, we know a lot of people. and there are interesting obligations and secrets that go in every direction. And maybe we know a little too much, so we are exactly the right people to go to when you need a favor. That might be a little bit too much of a stereotype, but I am thinking that perhaps we would say something like if the best work is when no one knows what happened, then the best money or the best reward or the most valuable thing is uh, favors, obligations. And I kind of like that because it means that even maybe among ourselves, we are more about who owes what and who can give what. I'm trying to stay away from the idea of a family. I think that we have seen that that's so common, so obvious, and so completely. I'm somebody much smarter and more talented than me can make another story about a family of organized criminals, and that's fine. But for us, I'm thinking maybe it's we are not a family, but we owe each other a lot. When everybody in our group owes a lot. Favors are the real money. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I think we should go for favors as a word, and I will need help to have a formulation that it's a little bit longer just to keep in mind for us if somebody gets
favors are the real money
about what it is.
The only real money or something.
No, I think favors as text on the aspect is okay, but we may have to reassure ourselves every now and then that we mean the same thing with it.
Mm-hmm. I will make just
maybe
a little.
Favors give.
I'll try to make notes, but
maybe obligation instead of favors.
Yes, that's better.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could call them favors. It sounds better.
At least I think so. Yeah. What does everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, but with obligation, how do you say that? Links between individuals in the community.
It's right. Yeah.
Yes.
We have something on everyone. We have something on each other. Yes.
It's just not about being nice with each other. It's
right.
Really,
exactly.
We have to do that.
I completely agree.
This is what links us.
Right. That's what I like. The reason I think I like the word favor is because it is so often used as a pretty name for exactly that.
Let's be
whenever
obvious.
Someone says, "Can you do me a favor?" It's usually not very, it's not quite as nice as it sounds.
Yes. I want to ask Nathan, how are you doing?
That's okay.
Because I'm trying to figure out how to proceed. I know what the rules say, but I was thinking whether we should jump to the characters before the community questions. But if you feel okay, then we'll take questions first.
Okay.
So everybody will get one, and I'll do it clockwise from what I see on my screen. So the first one would be Max. And the question is, what city's docks do we call home? What industry keeps its gears spinning? So that's two questions. I don't know what they did.
Can I? What
city is this? And
what city is this?
And the other was?
Well, it's just
what industry is the one that's the main industry here?
The main industry and what the city is.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just put up whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take Shorehaven as the city, and the main industry is ships companies. And so on. We have a lot of, I don't know the real name right now, but ships and
shipping,
trafficking, shipping. Shipping.
The name of the city is Shorehaven. Is
Yeah,
that?
I just.
Oh, you made
it-
it up.
That's how
Oh,
good.
I see. Okay.
I just made it up. I had no. I just.
So you are
Shorehaven-
picking an imaginary city. Okay.
Yes. Oh, do we want a real city? Do we want a real city?
I don't know what the rule is.
There is a lot of shore havens.
Okay. Perfect. It's like Springfield. Okay.
Yes, I mean the rules don't really say whether it should be a real city or whether
Okay.
industry is industry. So if
I'm not going to argue.
We can do it like this. We said we were just going to have fun, so just let's
Right.
make it fun and don't put too much pressure on it.
I
Now
hear
it's
you.
Shorehaven
I
and
hear
it's
you.
ships.
Perfect. So if we want to grab from Hamburg or if we want to grab from Bristol, we will just do it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as everybody's fine with it.
Yes. Perfect.
So next one would be Nathan on my screen at least. And the question is, a powerful rival gang operates with impunity. Which principle that we hold sacred do they violate at every turn?
The bastards.
So the question is not who they are, but which of those principles we feel are really important do they violate?
I would say the favor, the obligation thing. That sounds.
So basically, they don't keep promises.
Yeah.
Right.
So they basically have no owners. I see it like that. I don't know if owners is the correct word, but it's more like they don't feel obligated
Right.
to
Right.
do the same as I don't know.
Right.
They don't feel obligated to like hold their obligations. I don't know. It sounds
Yes,
weird in English,
I will have to think a little bit about the right phrase, but I know exactly what you mean. They
Not obligated to follow through.
Right. Well, there's a specific way to phrase it that's very pointed, though. So
it's very. I think it's very good because with this we become more stiff and they become more flexible.
Right.
But
Let's
also
give Ron a second to think of what he has in the back of his mind.
Our rival's word, and when you say it word, you don't mean what they're saying, you mean their promise, their oath, is worthless. Their word is worthless. And that somehow they get away with it and they are very powerful and everything, and that is very irritating.
Nathan, is that what you had in mind?
I think it's more violence. That's what I had in mind. That's how I understand worthless. I see that as active violence instead of moral righteousness. But it might be my understanding of English that is.
What it means is that they cannot be trusted when they make promises.
That's
exactly what it means.
Yeah. Okay. So
So when they say you have my word.
Oh, we hate that. We hate that. And the trouble is everyone else believes them for some reason over and over. It's really irritating.
Ron is getting into this.
Yeah.
He wants to fuck them up.